Big changes are coming to the HomePod family, but this time the spotlight isn't just on the Mini. Instead, all eyes are shifting to what might be Apple's most important smart home device yet, the long-rumored HomeHub device. And in the latest beta of iOS 26, Apple may have just given us the biggest clue yet that this product is real, and closer than ever. Let me explain. In the fourth beta of iOS 26, there's a curious bit of wording buried in the settings for HomePod. It appears when your HomePod doesn't have location access, and it reads, your HomePod won't be able to show you the local weather time or respond to Siri requests around your area. Now hold on, show you the weather? Since when can a HomePod show you anything? Right now, the standard HomePod and HomePod Mini don't have any sort of display, apart from the Siri swirl at the top, so this wording is interesting, and very likely not a mistake. It does suggest Apple's preparing for some kind of new HomePods, one with a screen, and it fits perfectly with all the new rumours about a new product in the works, an Apple-made smart display, possibly called the HomePod Hub. For months now, tipsters like Mark Gurman have reported that Apple's developing a device that combines the brains of an iPad with the smarts of a HomePod. A true central hub for your smart home with a display, speakers, camera, and full Siri integration. Think Amazon Echo Show, but with Apple's ecosystem design and hopefully performance. And if the latest leaks are to be believed, the HomePod Hub is no longer just a prototype within Apple's labs. It could be launching as soon as later this year or early next. Before we go deeper, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want to stay on top of everything Apple's doing in the smart home space, hit that subscribe button. It's free and it makes sure you never miss a thing from the Surround Byte channel. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers, so every sub counts. Now, what exactly is this HomePod Hub device? According to multiple sources, including Mark Gurman and Min-Chi Kuo, it's a brand new product, not just a repurposed iPad or HomePod. The screen is rumored to be around 7 inches, but in more of a square shape, unlike your standard rectangular iPads. That shape actually makes a lot of sense for a kitchen counter or hallway wall. The idea is to give you a clean, centralized interface for everything in your smart home: lights, thermostats, security cameras, HomeKit automations, or just a tap or voice command away. But it doesn't just stop there. The HomePod Hub is expected to run a custom version of iOS, or perhaps a new OS entirely, possibly branded as HomeOS. This will offer a widget-based interface for quickly viewing the weather, calendar events, photos, music, and even Apple News. Yes, a news feed on your HomePod. On the inside, the HomePod Hub is rumored to have the A18 chipset, which is the same silicon you'll see in the iPhone 16. You may think that's a little overpowered for a smart hub device, but the A18 allows this to run Apple Intelligence. Apple's new on-device AI platform. You'll get smarter, more contextual Siri suggestions, automation based on your habits, and maybe even some natural language enhancements to how Siri works in the home. Though let's be honest, the better version of Siri is yet to launch, and that has been pushed back for the time being, so at the time of release you might be stuck with regular old Siri, which isn't as clever. Even with the power of Apple Intelligence though, don't expect Siri to suddenly become ChatGPT overnight. And actually we have heard about this HomePod Hub being delayed because of Apple Intelligence being undercooked. According to insiders, Apple has been holding off on launching this device until it can fully integrate the next-gen Siri experience, and that would be a sensible thing to do, but the fact we're already seeing references to this in iOS 26 does suggest to me that Apple may still go ahead with the release later this year. Mark Gurman has also told us to still expect to launch by the end of this year, but Apple might push back some of the headline features for future releases. I'm assuming those are the Apple Intelligence related upgrades. And again, the wording in iOS 26 Beta 4 really seems to confirm this is legit. Your HomePod won't be able to show you the weather, not tell you, show you. That is clearly Apple laying the groundwork in the OS before the hardware officially drops, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this alongside the iPhone 17 at the September event. As for the design, the HomePod Hub is expected to come in two forms. You can either mount it to the wall like a digital thermostat or intercom, and also you'll be able to mount it to a speaker dock, which makes it more similar to the Amazon Echo Show. Think of it as the best parts of a HomePod and an iPad rolled into one. Now personally, I think Apple's missing a huge opportunity if they don't let users dock a regular iPad into a HomePod style base. Imagine turning your iPad into a HomeHub when you get home, complete with speaker output, a charging dock, and maybe even a UI that auto switches to HomeOS modes. But of course, this is Apple, so instead they want us to buy a whole separate product to get all that. Speaking of which, price is still a big question mark. Amazon's Echo Show and Google's Nest Hub devices both start around $100 to $130, But this is Apple, guys. Realistically, their HomeHub is going to be more expensive and might start at $199 if not more, and let's be honest, it could even be $249 if the screen and audio quality is top tier. Whether it will be branded as HomePod Hub or Apple Home or something entirely new is still unknown, though with Apple referencing it as HomePod in the code leak, I'm assuming it's going to fall under the HomePod branding. But one thing is clear, guys, Apple's taking the smart home seriously now, and this shift isn't just about the HomePod Hub, it also extends to the rest of the range, specifically the HomePod Mini, which is getting a pretty interesting internal upgrade this year. Inside a leaked internal iOS 18 build from earlier this year, a brand new chipset was discovered, Proxima. This is Apple's first in-house Wi-Fi and Bluetooth combination chip, designed to replace components from third-party suppliers like Broadcom. Just like Apple's ditched Intel for Macs and is phasing out Qualcomm modems in iPhones, it's now doing the same for smart home devices. Proxima is coming to the new HomePod Mini and possibly a new Apple TV later this year, and it could bring support for Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 7, along with Bluetooth 5.3 support. That's a huge leap over the current HomePod Mini, which still supports the ancient Wi-Fi 4. With Proxima, we're talking about faster Siri response times, smoother handoff performance, and much more reliable streaming, especially in homes with modern mesh networks. We're also hearing that the new HomePod Mini might ship with the S11 chipset, the same one that's expected in the Apple Watch Series 11. That's going to help with on-device Siri processing and is going to reduce the need to ping Apple servers for simple activities. If you've ever yelled at a HomePod Mini to turn on a light and it just spins for 10 seconds, this should fix that. Other upgrades could be improved audio output, better bass, and possibly even support for the newer U2 ultra-wideband chipset, which would make proximity interactions and handoff even more seamless. I still use my HomePod Minis as TV speakers, and they're surprisingly good for the size, so if Apple can boost the sound even a little without making the design bulkier, that's going to be a massive win. Now let's hope Apple does not mess up with the pricing. $99 is what made the original HomePod Mini so popular. If Apple raises it to $129 or $149, they do risk killing the momentum. Now if you're wondering about the regular HomePod, we haven't heard anything about that. It was last updated in 2023, and to be fair, there's not much they can do with this apart from updating the internals. But honestly, the biggest thing they should address is the pricing, because I still think it's too expensive, and so they should work and bring the price down. And while I do think the new HomePod Mini will still be more popular, the most exciting product is undoubtedly the HomePod Hub device. Between the A18 chipset, the square 7-inch display, full Apple ecosystem integration, Apple Intelligence support, kinda, and the signs of it already showing up in iOS betas, the writing is on the wall. Literally. Do you get it? Because it's wall mountable? Yeah, probably shouldn't have explained that, but anyway, Apple's smart display is coming, and it might just redefine how we use Apple products in the home. So what do you think, guys? Would you pick this up over an Echo Show or a Nest Hub device, or do you prefer the simplicity of a regular HomePod Mini? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a future Apple deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.